Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Rob from Heroes Avenue. Happy Monday. Now, I know all of us have been patiently waiting, or maybe some of us not so patiently waiting, for the second Shazam trailer to finally drop. We don't have that yet here, but what we do have is a new Shazam featurette titled Meet Shazam in theaters April 5th. And I'm really excited about this because, you know, I've been one of those guys who've impatiently been waiting for some new footage. So hopefully we get this here. I haven't checked it out yet. I just got off work, ready to check it out and break it down with you guys. In this video, we're mainly talking Shazam. We might talk about other things DC after this. So without any further ado, let's find out. And I'm really hoping we get some new images or footage to talk about here. But there is a question and answer event that happened for various, news agencies. So I'm going to be quoting things from Screen Rant and Heroic Hollywood after we check out this featurette. All right, let's go.
There's a foster couple outside, Mr. Mouse.
All right, here we go.
I'll take care of myself.
Give these people a chance, because that's what they're giving you.
Billy is a foster kid. He's been
There
in and
he
out of
is.
foster homes.
This is Billy Batson.
He's a really good kid who wants the best, who sticks up for the other kid.
Hey! Man, sorry about that.
And because he is pure of heart,
Billy Batson.
he's transported
Really
to
love this Kendrick
I choose you.
Be Humble
as
remix they got going on
who
here.
endows him with this power of Shazam.
Shazam?
Footage
He
we've
has
seen
this
before so
power
far.
of just saying one word and turning into a superhero.
This means Billy!
What is happening? At first, he goes to see his friend Freddy.
You're the only person I know that knows anything about this Cape Crusader stuff.
What are your superpowers?
Superpowers, dude? I don't even know how to pee in this thing.
Freddy is a superhero fanatic. And when he finds out that
Oh, nice.
Billy
School
is
shot.
a superhero, he's like, I know exactly what to do. You have super strength!
Freddy's like, okay, we have to test your abilities.
Oh, that's a new
Of
shot
course,
right
they're
there,
gonna
too.
film it.
Cool.
You okay? Why are you talking? I feel like any kid who gains the power of being an
Oh,
adult
ATM
can do
shot. I remember that
things
from the comics.
only adults can
Cool.
do. Duh.
I'd like to purchase some of your finest beer, please.
Really cool to see stuff from behind the scenes.
It's wish fulfillment.
I mean, what kid doesn't want to be a superhero?
Exactly. What adult doesn't want to be a
What person or
superhero?
kid doesn't want to be a superhero?
It's a shame we won't see these two on screen together because
Shazam is
they have really good chemistry.
Superhero characters that is genuinely stoked to be a superhero.
Your phone's charged. Your phone's charged.
The hell? More often than not, you've
special
got a
effects don't look like
character
they're done right
who
there
is
yet.
begrudgingly pulled into this, and everybody needs them, and they're like, oh, I have to save the world again. Billy Batson is stoked.
You're like a bad guy, right?
I just get to show up on set and be like, I get to do this? I get to fly around and fight bad guys?
You have bullet immunity!
You're dead.
Oh, the real money shot right there. Love that shot. Nice. Cool, there it is, guys. So, the Meet Shazam featurette, I don't think it was really tailored towards people who were waiting for some new footage. It's definitely tailored for people who don't know this character, and I thought it served that purpose well. It did give us some new little tiny pieces of footage in there and some shots that we've seen before but from the behind the scenes perspective, so I thought that was pretty cool. But really this featurette seemed like it was aimed towards introducing this character to an audience that has no clue who he is, because he has similar superpowers to Superman, and we'll talk a little bit about that later, but for the most part audiences have no clue who Shazam is, and this hopefully will get some people interested in watching this movie, because I'm not sure what this movie's tracking at right now. I don't think it's very high right now, but of course, as the movie approaches, and we're very closely approaching this movie, as it approaches, I'm sure it's going to come up higher, because everything we've seen from the marketing looks absolutely amazing so far. I cannot wait to see this movie. But overall, my thoughts and opinions on this, I thought this was great. It was it's a great piece of marketing, especially for people who do not know this character. Of course, we got to see Jack Dylan Grazer. I don't know if I said his name right, but we got to see Asher Angel, Zachary Levi, and David F. Sandberg, some of the key players inside of here. We haven't seen the other Shazam family members talk outside of Jack and Asher so far, but yeah, these guys are really great ambassadors for the film. I'm really excited for the chemistry we're going to see on screen, and I'm excited to to see this new angle on superheroes. And really, that's what they're pitching here. It's a new angle on a superhero movie, one that we haven't seen so far. Whereas other superhero movies, both DC, Marvel, and anything outside of those two companies, some of those can be compared to other movies as well, or other characters. But this really is a kid turning into a superhero version of Big, is what we've been talking about for the past few months. And it's really new. It's new. It's refreshing. And this movie and this behind the scenes footage feels that way. And I like it. I really like it. So let me know what you guys thought about this featurette. We did get some cool new looks at extended parts of the scene. So like we got that scene at night where they're talking and he's shooting some electricity out of his fingers. I thought that was cool. And the biggest, the coolest shot that I saw was the ATM coming out, the ATM throwing out a bunch of money for them. And that's probably what takes place before they go to that liquor store. If it's anything like that, the couple panels it was in the New 52 comic. So I definitely remember that scene, and I thought that was cool. So yeah, I'm excited for this movie. So not much else to talk about and break down here. I definitely love the feel of it. They're sticking to that Kendrick Lamar remix of Be Humble, and it's all footage we've seen mostly from the first and that first trailer and the teaser, but there are some new bits and pieces in there which are cool. So that's all I have to say about this, but we have some things to talk about in regards to a question and answer event for this movie. So I'm just going to go ahead and talk about bits and pieces of that, since I am quoting articles from Heroic Hollywood and Screen Rant. I'll link the articles in the description below if you want to check those out. So one of the first things that I'm going to address is during the question and answer, David F. Sandberg was asked if he was able to use his horror background at all in Shazam, given how Aquaman allowed James Wan to use some of that in the trench sequence, and Sandberg wasn't sure what he could reveal, especially because they just released some news that a trench movie was in development. So we'll see if that comes to fruition. But here's what Sandberg had to say, Peter Safran, a producer of the movie, had to say this. Obviously these guys have read the comics. They know that the Sins are going to be some way involved in the story, but without revealing exactly how they're integrated into the storyline, that's probably as close as what James did with the trench to really let David flex, that kind of, to build those sequences that are scary and cool. So David F. Sandberg continues by explaining that he had a lot of fun and effort went into the design of the Sins, and they can also glimpse the statues in a TV spot for Shazam in the Rock of Eternity set. And some articles are titling this, or using the headline that, Seven Deadly Sins confirmed. But if you've been following at all in any of the promotion for this, you knew that the Seven Deadly Sins were confirmed for this movie, not only from the Instagram post that David F. Sandberg posted of the statues, but there are other people on blog sites talking about this for a while, and in the toys, I think the toys have been the biggest spoilers out of all. That there's a toy that kind of essentially calls out the Seven Deadly Sins. So we knew that already. So that's cool. And then let's go ahead and look at what he had to say about omitting any iconic characters. So in this question and answer, David F. Sandberg was asked whether or not there was a version of the movie that omitted any acknowledgments of Henry Cavill and Ben Affleck's iconic characters. And David F. Sandberg had a quick and short answer for this. He said, no, that was always there. And, that's the only thing, it's kind of like that type of question right there is really, it's really no surprise, because one, David F. Sandberg is going to keep those short and sweet because he wants this to be focused on the character of Shazam and not other characters. His movie Shazam, it's not called Batman and Superman and Shazam. So he's going to want to just keep these answers short here. So I see why he's keeping it so short. But yeah, you could see the Batarang in there. You could see the Superman news clipping. So it's no surprise that they are going to be referenced in this movie. Peter Safran and director David Sandberg responded to a question regarding the love that Jack Dylan Grazer's Freddy has for the heroes of the DC universe, using small references in the trailer, such as Freddy Superman memorabilia as examples. Sandberg had to say, Absolutely. You probably saw some of it there. Like the newspaper clip makes that reference. Things that have happened in the universe before. Peter Safran then chimed in with his response regarding Freddy's obsession. Says, superheroes are real in our world, and Freddy is a giant fan and incredibly knowledgeable. So, stuff we knew already. He went on to say, he went on to answer this question, whether or not fans would be able to see Henry Cavill's Superman again in the future. So they asked him that. And Peter Safran says, yeah, when DC makes that movie, I think it's going to be great. You'll definitely get to see it then. You guys will love it. Now, I think that's the biggest thing I had to talk about there. So, of course, the elephant in the room. Is Superman, namely our Henry Cavill Superman, going to be in this movie? That's been the subject of a lot of videos in the past week or so. So, you know, some people will make a headline out of this that, yeah, Warner Brothers is making a Superman or Man of Steel 2 movie, whatever you want to call it. But I don't think that's the case. You know, of course, Peter Safran is probably trying to stay in the good graces of DC right now, not reveal too much. But he's just throwing it out there. Yeah, when DC makes that movie, I think it's going to be great. You'll definitely get to see it then. You guys will love it. He doesn't really tell us anything there. He's just giving us the answer that we all wanted to hear, kind of like when Ben Affleck told us all at Comic-Con last year that, hey, you know, of course I'll do anything for Matt Reeves for this Batman movie, and now he's not in the movie. So again, I think, you know, since we made the video that Superman was going to be in this movie, and he has Superman has a cameo, but it's going to be a body double. Now that, you know, everyone was talking about that for the longest time, but now they are talking about, or now there's been there was a podcast by some person. I don't even know who they are. You guys can look this up yourselves if you want, but I wasn't aware of who this podcast was before reading the article. But now there's rumors that Henry Cavill had already shot a cameo for Shazam, and that it's only going to be featured if negotiations, you know, pan out well before the movie comes out. And if this turns out to be true, it's really quite unfortunate that this is the scenario that's playing out for us, because I know, at least for myself and a whole bunch of other fans, we hope Henry Cavill reprises his role as Superman. We've made a lot of videos on that, but since this is a rumor, just be on the lookout for more videos in the future. We will definitely cover the story if it breaks that Henry Cavill is indeed actually going to have a cameo in this movie or not. Either way, I'm not going to let it affect my enjoyment of this movie, because I want to keep things on a positive note going forward. There's more rumors for you right there. Let me know what you guys thought about this special look or sneak peek at Shazam. You know, I thought it was cool. It was not mind-blowing or anything, because we've seen most of the footage before, but it was definitely something to quench our thirst for new Shazam footage. So let me know what you guys thought about that in the comments below. Please give this video a like if you can. Subscribe if you haven't already. Hit the notification bell for updates on our channel and updates for every new video. And I will catch you guys later. Peace.